I go back so many times, whether it be high school or work, and maybe there was confrontations where I think the worst case scenario is maybe I got slapped or hit or yelled at loud, and I go, you should have just
you should have just said it,
just
done like what you wanted to do.
And man, we had a guy like steal alcohol once, and when he stole alcohol, he just walked out, and like 3 of us kind of chased him out and surrounding him, but couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
and I'm surrounding him, and I'm like, I just want to deck you.
I
just want to deck you. What's the worst that's going to happen? Like, I hate the fact that you just grabbed alcohol, walked out, and think you're entitled to it.
Yeah, correct.
Pisses me off. He starts running. I run after him with the manager, and then he somehow lost us. And then so we split up. I went one way, he went the other, and I'm following him because I found him. And I'm looking around. I'll never forget. I'm looking around. I'm going, I'm in a street, and it's just me and him.
Whoa.
Manager's gone. He's looked down another street.
It's like Tekken.
No, mate. And I'm like, if I deck him, who's going to know?
I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Morokai with 2 eyes. We are back. We're on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. Mate, I've got a bit of an invitation.
Oh.
That's been sent your way.
Okay, right.
Yeah, so it's very formal.
Oh, ooh.
It's a big event.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay, wow.
My dad bought pretty much like a jacuzzi.
Really?
Yep. And he told me I can, at any time, bring a friend and come around.
You like to think so. Just leave $5 at the door, guys.
Can you imagine the call I got today? Mate, went to Anaconda, got this jacuzzi. It was meant to be $1,000. It's now $490. You know how he loves a bargain.
Yeah.
Forget.
Hang on a sec. Now I'm worried. The jacuzzi could just be legit like a one-man thing.
It's literally a two-man thing.
Okay.
So I think if we got in together, we'd be squished.
Yeah, right.
But imagine that call. Just let you know. You and your mates come around, use it. Like, so only one of them, because none of them will fit. And I was like, all right, great, fantastic.
Just a change of heart. Good on you.
I wonder if
that's such a crazy. I'm sorry, like just knowing him being at your dad's place, with you, and just like experiencing, obviously nowhere near as much as what you had to, but just certain things,
cheapness.
The fact that now he's happy to spend more on a water bill and buying some like either salt or chlorine. Like, that's crazy to me.
He is splurging like crazy.
On the grass in the backyard, like near the gym equipment.
Mate, he's everything he's buying. I wonder if other people are like this. I think I'm a little bit. You know when you see a big price ticket and then if you see it's half price, you just assume I'm getting a bargain.
Yeah,
he does that with everything.
Yeah, okay.
Everything. I guarantee he hasn't even looked up if it's a good quality.
I was gonna say, I feel like a jacuzzi, like hot tubs, but like they're things that you really want to like look into and make sure that like.
No, my dad looks into a 50% sign, and that's it. And if he says it's 60, then he's getting it. Doesn't matter what it is at all.
Oh no! Hence all the lawnmowers.
Yes, yes.
There's a lot of lawnmowers.
I had an appointment with a client the other day, and they laughed their ass off when they said to me we wanted to kind of restructure something, and they're like, "Oh, I had all these changes ready for them, right?" And I was like, "This is the big change. We need to reset this up." And they're like, "Oh, can't we just do this little change and see what happens?" And I'm like, "We only get one shot." And I was like,
"Oh, I like this."
My dad has 8 lawnmowers in his backyard, and I was like, hard rubbish, old friends, ones he's brought that he's kept for 20 years. Would you rather use that? Or would you rather go to my place where I've got a brand new one, I bought it nice, I didn't buy it twice? And she's like,
that's really a slogan after you should get that on a sticker.
You actually should. On a shirt.
You actually should. No, I agree wholeheartedly with that. You so should.
I say it so much.
Actually, no, I like it though.
And she just sat back and went, Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
no,
nice.
Very good.
The art of persuasion, I like it.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I don't know, mate. We've been getting some guests on the show.
We have. It's been a while since we've been able to sit down and just run it back with us. But I must admit, having the guests on has been just not only a breath of fresh air, but it's been really good.
Yeah, it has been. Because we'll sit down, and obviously, I've even had mates that have been like, are you running out of topics? And it's like, we don't really ever run out of topics because there's always something new going on. But it is good to just get
It's nice to break it up, I feel.
And I love a story.
Yeah, yes.
And, we've extended a lot of ours. So unless something new comes up.
That's true.
Then I love sitting someone down. Like when your girlfriend Ali came on, she had that story about her ex-boyfriend, which if you guys haven't seen, by the way, go see that episode. Go see that episode because it was just insane.
Yeah, but that's exactly how I felt. Like I know, obviously we speak about our partners to one another quite a bit, but actually I feel like for you learning about Ali, for me learning about Ray, like there's just so much now that again, like just in future conversations, it's like I can mention this now.
Yeah.
Like I probably never ever would have before because there was no sort of knowledge.
I'll admit that. Do you remember Smorgies? Sorry, that just came into my head.
I do remember that. I do remember that place.
I haven't been to an all-you-can-eat place in so long.
No, only all-you-can-eat now that I feel like I ever go to is Okami. But I don't actually know, like, who else... Is there all-you-can-eat other things out there?
Hold on. I wouldn't say Okami's all you can eat because they're strategic with how they serve their
They are,
food
and I
too.
noticed it when we went there on Sunday night.
It seems like the magic number has to be 4 and above, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, because when you got that sashimi platter, the very first one that you got out was massive. There was tons on it, but then the second time it came out, there was like less. And by the final time, it was legit like just 4 things.
Yeah,
and I was like, how did we go from a massive plate? But even the miso steak, that was huge. And then when it came out for our mate Alex, it was next to nothing.
It was next to nothing. I went to the classic pizza shop we used to go to. Yeah. Mate, they have got a new method where you can't choose sizing.
Really?
It's just one large and and it kind of sucked because I wanted half and half, but I'm like, that's not going to be enough. I'm in a weird middle range.
Yeah.
So I ordered 2. Mate, best pizza ever.
Really?
Honestly, they're so good. Do you know what the best thing about it is? You reheat it and somehow it tastes better.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It tastes better.
That is amazing. I'm glad to hear that the pizza place still sucks, because sometimes you remember it being amazing and then it's not. You're like, wow, what has happened? What has happened? Like, there is a donut place that is near us. And I remember, like, we used to love going there to get dessert specifically. And I must admit, like, granted, I know that they're a lot more busier now and a lot more popular. But I feel like the popularity is almost like hurt them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they're just trying to bang out the orders now instead of like sort of take their time,
right.
put their heart and stuff. Like it's now, it's sort of more just like a chore.
Yep.
I guess. I'm not saying that like they're loving making bloody donuts or anything. Like I'm not saying that, but it just feels like that sort of, I don't know. Like, yeah.
No, I get what you mean. Well, do you think there's anyone who kind of loves those jobs where, like, I went to Guzman Y Gomez today, ordered some food, and I don't know, no one looks like they enjoy their job, but can you blame them?
Yeah, probably not.
Hard to be passionate about
it
something
would be,
like
especially
that.
when you're dealing with customers that are just arseholes, like left, right, and centre, and like if you make one sort of small, unfortunate fuck up, they're making like it's the worst thing that's ever happened in the world.
Have you? I think I remember when I was working ages back, I had one woman come up and I just was at the register and I was like, I hate this so much. Looking at the time,
it's a classic, like you didn't sleep well, like massive night, like you have to stay back until like catching up with a mate, and you're like, oh my God.
It was shocking. And then this woman come up and she started complaining about something, and I was just so clear to her. I just went, "Ma'am, I don't care." I was like, "I don't care."
Geez.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, really? Okay." And then she looked, and she just looks over at my badge, and she goes, like, really, over the top, leaning over the counter, and go, "Oh, Luke, okay." Good. I'll remember that. Goes to walk away. I was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. And she's like, what? And I just grab my name tag, push it up on my shirt and go, I don't know if you saw it properly. It's Luke. And the way you spell it, Luke, in case you need to do any complaints. And she just goes, oh. I was like, that's right, bitch. Get out of here. Do you know what one of my biggest regrets is? I go back so many times, whether it be high school or work, and maybe there's confrontations where I think the worst case scenario is maybe I got slapped or hit or yelled at loud, and I go,
"That's
you should have just
you should have just said it,
just
done like what you wanted to do."
And then we had a guy like steal alcohol once, and when he stole alcohol, he just walked out, and like 3 of us kind of chased him out and surrounding him, but couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
and I'm surrounding him, and I'm like, I just want to deck you.
Yeah.
I just want to deck you. What's the worst that's going to happen? Like, I hate the fact that you've just grabbed alcohol, walked out, and think you're entitled to it.
Yeah, correct.
Pisses me off. He starts running. I run after him with the manager, and then he somehow lost us. So we split up. I went one way, he went the other, and I'm following him because I found him. And I'm looking around. I'll never forget. I'm looking around. I'm going, I'm in a street, and it's just me and him.
Whoa.
Manager's gone. He's looked down another street.
It's like Tekken.
Oh, mate. And I'm like, if I deck him, who's going to know?
I'm sorry, but I just loved it. That's the thought.
I sized him up too, and I was like, I know I could. I could. Yeah,
you're feeling confident.
Oh, I felt so confident. And then I don't know. It holds you back a bit, and I'm like, it would have now back been worth decking him. Like, I know, it really would have been worth.
I love the pause that you had there. You're like, yeah, no, I would.
Because he ran through some houses and got away and stole the alcohol. The cops got called, and
by the time, I think the problem is, by the time the cops come, the perpetrator is gone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they get the footage, and we've said it before, and I know there's probably people out there and they're like, oh, they're going back to another podcast, but the footage in supermarkets is fucking trash.
It's so bad.
I don't know what they're thinking.
Yep.
Just get new, they're not expensive.
Get new cameras.
Just get new cameras. You can get 4K cameras. You can actually zoom in, see the face. It's not pixelated. Just do it. Just do it. It benefits you and everyone around you.
And I'm just going to say cameras, get rid of the security guard, because the security guard
they
does
do nothing.
They
do fucking nothing.
I went to JB Hi-Fi 2 days in a row, right? I bought a really long HDMI cable, and I don't know how, but I kicked out the cable and it bent in the back of the PS5. So it's a long connection to my TV. So I need a long boy. Anyway, I was like, fuck. So I buy a new one, and what I do is I put the old one back in the box for return.
Cheeky.
Sneaky. Anyway, when I go in there and I buy that cable, I walk out, and I'm not really thinking about showing the guy anything. I think I was thinking about something else. Because on JB Hi-Fi, they're on it.
They see it, and you're like, oh, like Costco does it as well.
Costco's massive on it. Yeah.
But JB Hi-Fi, I have no, and they're like, excuse me, and you're like, oh,
what was that?
It's just like a lot of the security guards.
No, it is.
I'm not trying to be racist, but unfortunately, not even unfortunately, but a lot of them are.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's a quick job, because I think they get told. There's a reason that when you go to a club in Melbourne, the bouncers are big, bulky, look like they could tear your shit up.
Yeah.
It's because that's what they need.
Yeah, they need to be intimidated.
Yeah, at JB Hi-Fi, they're not doing that job, because in the job role, I guarantee the training goes, you will not have to touch a customer.
Yeah.
Your job is to just double check, and then if things get a bit scary, you call the police straight away.
And half of them, I feel like, granted, I would say in a sense, like JB Hi-Fi is a better one in the sense of at least the security guards in the store. Because, mate, when I was working as the amount of times that our security guard would just chill in the car, it's like, what? You're not stopping anyone.
Okay.
Like, you're actually doing nothing.
I guess their whole thing is, okay, if at least we've got a security guard, kids and teenagers, or just people in general, won't steal. They see a security guard. I think scrap the security guard, have high 4K cameras all over the store, and make them visible on, like, literally monitors in the front. So when you walk in, you go, oh my God, every aisle has a 4K camera.
Yeah, and I'm on it. Like, I even saw the screen as I walked in. Like, I know that I'm being watched.
And you know what? Bring back the fucking classic milk bar thing where they get their camera, they take a photo of someone who steals, and they plaster it on the front of the milk bar.
That'd be good name and shame sort of thing.
I love a name and shame.
Person.
Why do you get any rights if you stole it?
Yeah, correct. No, I actually agree wholeheartedly with that. They should do that. But I just think, security guards, I almost think if there's a security guard, if you're someone that notoriously steals anyways, I feel like with a security guard, you might even get off a little bit more, because like, oh, now they're thinking that they can stop me.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like another sort of game for like someone, like a thief in that sense. Especially if the security guard doesn't look intimidating. Like, at least when we've been out to the nightclubs, especially more in the city, like a lot of them are pretty jacked. And so like, it's that intimidation factor as well. It's like, I don't really want to fuck around, because they look pretty fucking tough.
I remember seeing in Melbourne one time, the club had 4 Maori guys. Like, just
that's what I mean. Like, you're not going to be a fuckwit around them.
They're big boys. And I saw a fight break out on the street, and this big guy, like this gym junkie, tried fighting one of the Maori. And mate, some of those guys that get these jobs as security guards, they want to brawl.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah.
Some of them.
No, that's like, I agree wholeheartedly with that.
If I got a job there, I would be like, checking in, please nothing happened tonight. Please, for the love of God, nothing happened tonight. Please, for the love of God, nothing fucking happened tonight. Jesus Christ. And they're just like, oh my fucking God, I hope you just act up.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God, just
even
spit
like
on me,
seeing
push
like
me,
someone
do
like
anything.
in the strangleholds, is it like walking people out of the club, and you're like, Dude, there is no remorse.
Oh, there's not.
They do not give a fuck. Like human rights as such goes out the window. Granted though,
at a club, human rights are gone.
Granted though, I feel sometimes surely the reason why they're like that though is like I know some can get that ego power trip, like anyone can in sort of I suppose that sort of position. But there are some where it's like the person that they're throwing out was actually a nuisance, or like they were like sometimes they're asking what's coming.
Two things. Yeah. Do you know what I was thinking about? And this happened once. So real quick, when I saw the Maori guy fight, he fought this gym junkie, threw him around, and this gym junkie's just, most of them just Hail Marys. That's how they fight. They just throw wild punches. This Maori sorted him to bits. He must have been in the gym doing his skipping beforehand, getting his footwork done, because, mate, he got him up against the car and just like some uppercuts, and I'm like, oh, and then I see two or three other Maoris behind him. I'm like, oh, even if you somehow come back and make it through this one, who is piecing you up, you're fucked. And he just ran off saying shit, and I'm just like, oh, these guys are killers. So someone like our size, I wouldn't even...
I'm gone,
There
mate.
is literally nothing. I'll
don't kick even myself out of the club.
I don't even think a lucky punch would do anything
I
to
think
a
they
man.
just laugh.
But, they would. That maybe you could knock a tooth or something, and they would just smile, and I'd be like, oh my fucking
yeah, because you just know that like whatever like you hit them with, it's going to come back 2 times harder. Like at least
when I'm sparring and fighting some people, where I do my Muay Thai, sometimes there's guys that it's rare, but there's some guys that are so massive. Their forearms, their calves, their fucking like just their hands are so big that when they clock you, they're going light, and you go, oh my god,
yeah, like I felt that.
Oh mate. There's one guy that's so tall and bulky that when we spar, he's a really good fighter, and it's just hard to get in. And obviously, from my end, I'm like, all right, I need to get in.
It is good practice.
It is good practice,
but at the same time, you're like, if he even taps me, it's not a tap. It actually feels like a problem, and you're sort of like, dude, we're just sparring, like just chillax. But he's like, yeah, I am sparring. You're like, no, like,
it makes you realize because like I might get in and get like under his guard and just quickly a couple of like. Hooks to his body, and then he might just donk me on the head because he's tall enough to just like bang, and it will really hurt. And I go, you're at 10% power right now, and that then makes me think I should be focusing on the fight. But I think about, I go, if we were in the street and somehow I pissed you off,
you're on the ground just out.
It's
like, oh, the guy's like, I can't look. You're like, fuck.
Well, it scares me to think that someone my size being in a fight with someone like that who wouldn't care would just get ragged.
Isn't it scary as well when you when that happens? And I'm sure you've had it in sparring as well, like where there's those certain people, because I know that we've had it even with a mate. We were actually having a sleepover and we just put on the gloves. And there's those people out there that like they're all for a bit of fun and all that, and then all of a sudden like you might actually land a good shot, and like they just get hit, and there's just this kill switch. As soon as like they just get that tap or like someone's hit, it's just like, oh, we're really doing it, and you're like. Bro, I'm going to be honest, I was just having a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Like, I can actually see, like, you can genuinely see, like, just their eyes, like, flit, and it's just like, oh, fuck, like, this is going to suck.
Mate, yes. And I want to finish with this. You know how we were talking about the Maoris before and, like, just any big security guard? For me, the Maoris are the most intimidating security guards. Like, they've just got this muscle, like, where... And they're pretty easy going, too.
They are.
They
they have that relaxed vibe where, like, they just get along with everyone.
But also relaxed in the face of real, I guess, tough situations.
Yeah, they're not very intimidated.
No, God, no. I saw this on the radio one time where this guy was complaining about the fact that him and his friends didn't get let into a club. Now,
it's all happened. It's happened to everyone.
But on our end, it's just a normal thing of like, oh, if we don't have some girls with us, it's Cox City.
It's pretty common sense.
We're not getting in, right? This guy was, I guess, a bit more, not nerdy. I'm trying to think of the word. Would never go out. Would complain all the time. Maybe in school, always ask for an extra test from the teacher. Always kind of snitch rat. Anyway, so he went to the radio to complain. What is with Melbourne clubs? I went with my group of guy mates and we didn't get let in. And it was like a whole thing, right? I'm going, I think the reason why bouncers don't get caught out too much for when they fuck up people that have been playing up, why the fact that they can just not let in guys into a club when you're going to pay, you're going to use money, is because all the people going to these clubs are usually not snitches.
Yeah, no,
what happens when me and you if we don't get into a club? I think it happened a couple of times. We just go, that's fucking shit.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But you're like,
but I'm not going to make a Facebook post about it. I'm not going to go to the fucking radio.
Which is funny, actually. I know that we're coming to the end, but I was so close. Ali and I, we went to TGI Fridays right near us, and I didn't get let in. Because they weren't taking walk-ins. Because you know how like the world's changed now. Because everyone needs to be like, oh no, you don't have a booking, mate. There was seriously, think of your lounge room right now. There was probably this couch full, and then the rest of the restaurant was empty. And they're like, sorry, we're not taking walk-ins. It was empty, and so I walked down the escalator. I'm like, this is fucked. I got on Facebook and I actually wrote a fucking thing, and then I looked at it and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing? I'm deleting
Good call.
I was like, actually, fuck.
You would have got a message from me like, "Grow up."
But it did piss me off though, because like, what do you mean you're not taking walk-ins? You're a business. Like at the end of the day, you're a business. Yeah. I was going to buy easily $70 worth of food, easily, and that's without drinks.
Yeah,
man. And it's just like you're going to turn me away, and you've actually got like plenty of tables where no one's sitting there.
You know what you should have done? Did you go out of their site, try and call them and say, hey, can I book for
Didn't even think about that, I'll be honest.
That would be
that's
actually
pretty
move.
That's actually pretty smart. I'm going to do that next time. I'm going to
try to not let in and go for that. Oh, very good. Mate, I had someone, before we go, do the AC, the split system today.
Yeah, it's looking very nice.
Yeah, it's very good. Mate, I could, he had an apprentice with him, and I could tell he was interested in the stuff going around. Like he saw the prime, he mentioned that, and I see as I'm talking to the guy that's installed the unit, he's reading the complete whiteboard up there. I'm like, and I'm trying to focus on the conversation, but I'm like, fuck, he's reading Alex Dog, emo phase, his dad as an actor, his dad message kids, popular kid troubles, high up council worker treasurer, website meeting, like just all this shit. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it looks a bit dodgy.
It does, doesn't it?
At least you commented on the nice things.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, that was Morokai with 2 eyes. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next one.
Boom.
Boom.